Hello everyone, and welcome to a new little show. The intention of this show is to bring you public domain movies, which can be readily found on box sets and the like, and make commentary for them, and you can actually watch them because we'll have the entire full movie behind us. So as we go small, watch and enjoy Gamera. And let's play this sucker. Takes a few seconds to load. Jesus! Couldn't even see the end. Thanks for that. Wow, the models are loud today.
A ship gropes through the ice field of the Arctic. The expedition, with American and Canadian cooperation, seeks an open water route across the top of the continent. Henry Hudson's fabled Northwest Passage. There are no fables in the objective of Dr. A.G. Hidaka, the expedition zoologist. Ashore with two companions to survey the life of the region, they approach an Eskimo village.
Wow, our W is extremely loud and
experiences ahead of them.
I'd hate to live in cold like this all the time.
These people have developed special adaptations, Mr. Ayagi.
Uh-huh. Well, I hope my cameras don't freeze.
Ooh!
Welcome. Welcome. We have heard of your expedition, Doctor. Welcome to Okuluk. Welcome.
Look up, the plane! The plane! The jet! The jet!
I think that those planes up there would make an interesting picture, Mr. Ayagi.
Russian?
Don't you think so?
Yeah.
What are Russian jets doing here?
Interesting picture. Oh.
Water is almost 1,000 miles to the west. I hope the shore party returns soon, sir. I don't like the looks of things.
Have the ice conditions changed?
Yes, of course we are permission held by Americans and Canadians. So that's why we all Japanese. Like we have anything to do with them other than being the only in a country. Oh, look! Americans in this film! Oh, wait, no, never mind. That awkward angle. Ah! Couldn't read half of that, but holy shit, there's actually real Americans. They even have a token black guy! I don't think he's seen outside the shot.
You did. Susan, we know you've marked yourself no trespassing, but you shouldn't stop a guy for trying. Maybe it's cold outside.
It's right, gorgeous. You gotta thaw out. Now, there's a South Sea Island picture direct
greasy wormy guy.
tropical shadows, dulcet sea ripples, muted mandolins, and me. With popcorn yet. Would
I
ya?
think I've
Do me
seen
the honor?
something
Maybe.
before.
If you keep your buttery close to yourself, remember that airmen don't drool. They obey.
Oh, okay. Was that supposed to be
Excuse me,
or
Captain.
something?
Yes, sir, General. Yes. Make it fast, Hopkins.
This just came in.
Thank you. What is it,
You
Captain?
used too much mousse here.
General, I thought you better see these reports. They just came in, sir. Has this been confirmed?
Wow, the other
Yes,
guy's
sir.
hair seems
We just
glossy
intercepted a
in the
message from the
sunlight.
Japanese explorer.
Wow.
Romano. Thank you, Captain.
What
Thank you,
is it?
Captain.
What's wrong?
I need to have more grease.
4 UFOs headed toward our missile sites.
Level. I want direct contact with air defense immediately.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant, have there been similar reports from other command posts?
No, sir.
Well, ride herd.
Yes, sir.
Clark,
Yes, sir.
why don't you get me General Arnold in Washington pronto?
Right away.
General, we made contact with air defense.
Air defense. Ooh.
This is General O'Neill. You read me?
Yes, sir. This is Hawkley or Foster. Affirmative.
Foster, 4 unknowns have been traced to your area. Altitude 4,000 feet, flying north-northeast. A latitude of 84.27. East longitude 176.58. You will intercept and conduct them to base. If they resist, you will use plan Skylark and destroy.
Roger.
Miles away.
What is it? Russian planes are now American. Trouble, huh?
Real trouble, yes.
No trouble. My bad timing, yes. I'm a wasp.
Well, Simpson?
Still no reports of unknown from our other command post, sir. Could be their planes.
We don't know why we were reshot despite the fact that there was Americans for this stuff for the original version.
General Arnold on the...
No need to explain it, Lieutenant. O'Neill speaking. Yes, Mr. President. Yes, sir, that's exactly the way it is. No, sir, only if the unknowns resist. Yes, sir, I quite agree with you. Yes, sir, I will call you directly. Red alert.
Dead red alerts as people wander around aimlessly. The music means everything.
Hulk leader, Hulky's dead ahead. Identify. What is your nationality and flight plan? If you do not acknowledge, we will open fire.
If you don't acknowledge, we'll have to quit the dubbing.
Identify. Answer immediately. What is your nationality and flight plan? All planes, clear for action. Fire!
Nice sound effect. I'm on fire! Oh, Tinkerbell could pull out.
Only a nuclear bomb could cause a blast like that.
You're right.
What?
It was one of those jets we saw. And here I stand staring at that cloud when I ought to be taking a shot at the ear. A great news photographer I am.
Yes. You realize what would happen, though, should the cloud come close?
Yes, you also. So do our dubbers.
Low megaton atomic bomb has exploded.
What was that?
Latitude 78.97, longitude 86.32.
Well, apparently got
The other
nuked
boat
to
is now
hell. I
headed toward
think
the
it should be
Siberian
dying by
border,
now.
awaiting further orders.
I think you took him, that guy.
Lovell, tell Foster to recon and photograph the destruction. The other interceptors are to pursue the enemy.
Yes, sir. Still no reports from Strategic Command. It appears to be a single incident.
Do you regard a nuclear explosion as a single incident, Lieutenant?
Yes, sir. No, sir. Excuse me, sir. General, air defense reports
Actually,
the Japanese shot Yoromaro and the surrounding Eskimo villages.
Again, I don't know why they reshot the
thank God
American
for that.
footage.
Try and
There's
raise the
already
tomorrow. I want to
American
speak to the
footage made
captain.
for the original film. But then again, at least they don't have Buddy Hackett.
May I ask how serious you think this is?
Well, there's no point in guessing.
I have to
play it
part of
by
my hair, my blood's
Whatever happens.
Styrofoam, no! Wow, I didn't know the Sugar for Cookies had a snowblower in there.
Oh, would you believe where those little cookies come from? Good morning. Good morning. Mr. Reyes? Yeah. Good morning.
Mars? Invincible.
And random close-ups of camera's eyes. Now looks like it's bad OAG zone.
You didn't need to see his... Oh, wait, that's his tail. Never mind. Wow, that's bad, Eddie. Camera theme song. Passionate theme song.
Why not clusters of death?
Yes, you know it's produced by Nagara.
No, Mr. President.
Oh,
I
we
am
just
aware of
jumped
the
right
need
back
for
into the
restraint.
American footage.
Yes, sir, we'll stay on red alert until we receive further orders.
Yes, sir, we'll muffle the microphones. Over.
Well, the Russians insist their planes flew off course accidentally. Electronic interference.
Oh, excuse me, sir. I mean, they couldn't have mistaken the area. I bet they were photographing our missile location.
My word, the
One
American
plane maybe
version
was
actually
enough
almost
for.
floored.
No, headquarters believes they did fly off course accidentally, then realized what had happened and fired on our planes in order not to be forced down. Oh, our boys have done it on occasion, Lieutenant. We all know that. Clark.
Yes, sir.
You had any luck in raising that Japanese ship?
No, sir. No air defense since you ordered them back. Our communication system is blacked out. The explosion, sir?
It's unlikely. There must be something else causing the interference. Keep on trying, Clark.
Yes, sir.
This just doesn't make sense. Well, we'll get more interceptors up there. I want to find out what's going on.
Doesn't make
Yes,
sense.
sir.
Just like your hairstyles in this
Oh,
film.
Sergeant Embers.
Yes, General?
Would you give me a cup of coffee, please? Black, no sugar. And you better make another pot. It looks like a long day.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's the matter, Hugo?
I don't know, Doctor. I can't reach the ship. Or anyone else. I can't get anything but static.
Interference from the bomb, Doctor? I would imagine so. We'd better start back at once. Right. Goodbye, Chief. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye, Davy. I feel so alone. No, wait. I want you to have this Peter pocket.
Wait, please, Dr. Hidaka. You look. You take his very old stone about Cloud of Death.
It's a primitive carving of a proto-Chelonian.
A what?
An ancestral turtle, like the leatherback. Tell me, Chief, is there a legend connected with this?
Yes. Old story of death and evil things that happened. Of Gamera.
And my rotten teeth.
Gamera, you call it? This Gamera is obviously an object of terror.
There's a peculiar pattern in the background. Looks almost like waves, doesn't it?
Let's ask the chief. Is that what they are?
I do not know. Only that it is evil and very frightening.
I see. I have a feeling that this is something very significant.
And that pattern symbolic of something else?
Yes, I believe it is. This is not the usual way that Eskimos depict the sea.
But what else could it be? I mean, turtles live in water, so that would make sense.
Well, perhaps you are right.
Turtles in water.
Still, I think there's much more to this than meets the eye.
I thought I cleared a shot of the stone. It's like a circus.
The cloud is spreading. But why should any of those planes be carrying an atomic bomb?
Yeah.
They don't trust each other. That's why they stay on the alert. Look there.
My puppet is here to destroy you.
Yeah, I think the guy who wrote the music for this version was watching a little too much cutscene. At least they got the roar right.
Abandon ship! All hands, abandon ship!
I guess you haven't figured it out yet. Your signal's not being through. Run, you fools!
Abandon
Run!
ship! Abandon ship!
Oh, hi there, boat. I just love the thing floats in my coffin.
Abandon ship!
We're all Mickey Rourke.
Hurry!
Lucky, keep going. Hurry.
Hurry! I want to die here. Slowly and painfully.
Oh, hi there, boat. Oh, I'm so serious about.
Oh, fire breath.
General O'Neill. We've been able to contact Captain Foster, sir. He reports the Chitteramaru destroyed. All that remains is a huge crack in the ice and debris. No sign of survivors.
Now, Foster said that ship was
Stop
beyond
walking on my lines.
Well, sir, I don't exactly know how to explain his report. It's just that, well, sir, he says...
All right, Lovell, this is no time to get tongue-tied. Now, let's hear it.
Captain Foster insists that after he was separated from his group, he saw a giant turtle walking away from the area where the Chitteramaru was last sighted. A huge creature, 150, maybe 200 feet tall. He circled the area to take another look, but it was gone, as if it had blown away. Well, now that's what he says, sir.
The captain's kidding. A giant turtle? He must have been working too hard. That's one we haven't heard before.
All right, Sergeant, get back to your duties.
Yes, sir.
Now, look, Lovell, I don't know what the hell is going on here, but we're going to find out.
Giant nuclear reptiles are one thing, but giant fucking turtles!
And I also
Are you kidding me?
that disaster area to see if there are any survivors. Maybe some people ashore, whatever happened. You got your numbers?
Yes, sir.
I want you to contact General Yarosaki in Tokyo. Now, inform him of what has happened, that we're doing all possible to rescue survivors. Also, General Arnold in Washington. Tell him it is absolutely imperative that he meet me. Coded instructions will follow.
Yes, sir.
A giant turtle.
More extra
And
shit that
now,
was never
back to
in
the second
original
half
movie.
of the discussion and your host, Mr. Standish.
Mr. Standish.
Hello, I'm J.T. Standish, along with my guests. The noted zoologist,
Standish has a
Dr.
hasty
Emmerich
together
Pointrere,
face.
author of The Factual Basis of Legends. And on my right, this network's genial science editor, author of such books as
Mr.
Non-Science or
Standish is
Nonsense,
hosting
Jules
the
Madden.
Sleeper.
Our subject, the giant turtle Gamera, certainly one of the most controversial subjects of our time. Dr. Pointrere, earlier in our program, you stated the belief that Gamera could in fact exist, while Mr. Manning disagreed
I'm sorry.
rather vigorously.
And I
These
still
guys
do.
really do look
The
like
story of
younger
Dr.
versions
Haddock
of
is
Sleeper.
pure science fiction, a figment of an unbridled imagination.
Mr. Manning, any theory, until proven, appears unbelievable to the ignorant. Dr. Haddock's conclusions are based upon a life study. Now let me restate that turtles, porpoises, or scientifically, colonians, appear constantly in the most ancient texts. For example, the Greek Terribilian mythology that lived in fire, and also the Pyrobola of Pliny.
What are you trying to prove, Doctor?
That to a scholar, there is more than just a casual basis for Dr. Haddock's conclusions. We know for a fact that a mere 1,000,000 years ago or so, the gigantic Kalasakalis Atlas plodded over the hills of northern India. The largest turtle ever known, a link to the more distant past. Now, how gigantic were turtles 100 million years ago, or even 200 million years ago?
I'd like to discuss the conflicting newspaper report.
Wow,
So you and the eminent Dr.
Close to the
conclude that this Gamera creature has been hibernating underground for 200 million years until now, when he decides to take a stroll.
Dr.
You do have a sense of humor.
I'm simply advancing the theory that the great-granddaddy of all turtles could have reappeared, released from its tomb of ice by the explosion of the bomb.
Baldy here actually has a brain in his head.
Ignore the statements of Dr. Hidaka, if you wish. However, I note that you haven't offered a more reasonable explanation for the total destruction of the Chidoramaru.
If you'll get down from your pulpit for 1 minute, I'd like to ask you why Washington is so silent about all this. Or do you know more about it than the government?
It would not be the first time Washington has kept the truth from the public, whether it be flying saucers or Gamera.
Oh, so now you believe in flying saucers, along with 200 feet turtles that survive atomic bomb explosions. Of course, we all know there really is a Santa Claus. Oh, Dr. Pointrere, every time you pray, you make a bigger jackass.
Yes, of course there's a real Santa Claus, you jackhole. He conquered the Martians.
Mr. Standish, I demand an apology. I've devoted my life to science. Gentlemen,
You'll get no apology from me, Pointrere. I prefer to expose you have no scholarship.
I'll have you dressed like a turtle before sundown, bitch.
Read Virgil's Laocoon. Read Paradise
Whoa.
Lost. The ravings of
Wow.
Read of the Pyrites. The fire
Both of them
and
are
the
cheering up the
Falklands.
scene.
Read,
Holy
you
shit.
ignorant ape. Read what intelligent men have written for thousands of years.
What did he call me?
Jules, please.
He called me an ape?
Gentlemen, not merely ape.
I call you a turtle, but...
Remember the
Call me, how dare you call me an ape? Where'd you get your diploma? Made in
Ladies
Japan?
and gentlemen,
Oh, you're going to give me...
What
do you expect me
Thank you, try to stop the ear chewing. Please! Oh, thank goodness. Scientific mind of...
Would you care for a magazine or newspaper, sir?
Oh, thanks. You're very kind.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Blondie. Ooh.
Do you suppose there's any connection between this and what happened to the Shidori Maru, Doctor?
I'm personally inclined to believe there is, yes, although we don't know what happened to the ship. And then the radio blackout. was that mere coincidence?
And those reports General O'Neill told us about Dr. Hidaka, I think there is a connection between them somehow.
I'm sure of it. And far-fetched as it seems, I'm convinced all this has something to do with...
I'm sure of it. Although
you
my
mean you believe
tiny
such a beast
mustache
might
still
really
can't figure
exist?
it out.
Of course, you're the scientist, and I'm just a layman, Doctor. But still, after all, except for the pilot's report and the Eskimo stone, there's really nothing to go on.
Still, you can't just discount all that evidence.
No, you can't. To do so is just dangerous and foolish. I'm afraid Gamera is real. A creature like that. Do you realize the amount of damage it could cause?
Of course I do. In civilized areas, it would be capable of destroying whole towns.
Entire towns. I just mentioned it now.
Well, you convinced me, Doctor, anyway.
Let's hope General Arnold can convince the people in Washington.
I'm General Arnold. Who's always to me, you little pointy neck little geek. And after we deal with the giant turtle, we can also deal with the Terminator.
Gentlemen?
A whole bunch of old balding guys.
I think we know why we're here. Let us not waste any time. General Arnold, we'd appreciate your report.
Yes, sir.
That's Arnold.
In addition to our initial findings,
huge
footprints, not unlike those of a turtle, leading from the area of the explosion to the exact spot of the destruction of the ship, and also where Captain Foster of our air defense claims he saw the giant turtle.
I'm looking more tense.
During the last 13 hours, we have received reliable sightings of flying saucers, all fitting the identical description, starting over Nome, Alaska, proceeding to Saskatchewan, on to Toronto, London, Munich, Warsaw, and now Moscow.
General, are you inferring that these sightings of UFOs are related to the reports of a giant turtle, a horrendous monster?
What do you think, like geek?
I'm inferring nothing, Senator. I'm reporting facts as we know them. And I might add that if UFO continues its path,
what's wrong with his face?
It will be sighted next over Japan. I would estimate in 5 or 6 hours, or shortly before Dr. Hidaka is scheduled to land at Tokyo.
Dr. Hidaka? Does he have some standing in world science councils?
I've never heard of it.
And I'm considered expert enough to head committees on nuclear fission and the like. This man should
seriously,
terrify the world with such distortions.
It's sad that
unless he is qualified to throw some light on a ray of light on these incredible reports.
And this guy is the worst imitation ever, so it's not healthy.
Qualified. I have examined all the reports, including the transcript of the conversation between General Arnold and Dr. Hidaka,
I think it's time for a
shortly
game
after
of
the zoologist was rescued by one of our helicopters. It is evident that he is a logical man and one who relies on facts. And from what he learned about Gamera as a result of his research and the evidence at the scene of destruction, I respect his conclusions, whether his knowledge is derived from science or mythology, both extensive.
Mr. must agree that until more logical explanations are available, the public should not be informed of this factual evidence of supposed footprints of supposed monsters.
That decision was made by the Commander-in-Chief. I do know that if Gamera exists and did survive an atomic explosion, our world is about to face a calamity of enormous proportions.
Well, I, for one, will not be coerced by this schoolboy myth of flaming dragons. And frankly, Mr. Secretary...
Flaming dragons? What?
I am disturbed. I am deeply disturbed to see that you have decided to go along with these alarmists.
Are you, Senator?
You have the looks of Floyd the Barber and the attention acting span of Christopher Walken.
Deeply concerned.
Very bad thing.
General Arnold, has Dr. Hidaka offered any advice?
No, sir, there was none he could offer until he knows more about the creature.
Gentlemen, I think we're in for a time.
They
General
really
Arnold,
need to trim out the
you relieve of all duties at the command post and will take this assignment the Gamera operation.
I'm still
Report
looking,
directly to me.
reminding
Yes.
myself of the original
Now,
version of Mystery Science
if
Theater
you will
kind of. It was
excuse
a hell of a
us,
lot better than
the
this
president
shit.
is waiting.
Jesus. This has got to be the worst version I've ever seen of this film.
The only 3 known survivors of the ill-fated exploration ship Chidori Maru, Dr. A.G. Hidaka, and his 2 companions
And you can tell
will
they
arrive
went
in
back to the
Tokyo
original
tomorrow.
better Japanese footage because the mouth lips, the mouth and the sound don't exactly match. Ah, the universal drunken old man. Wow. I thought the other guy was basically put together. Jesus. Okay. Nice eyebrows. Ugh! His mouth! Trying to swallow the camera whole! Actually, you thought Gamera was there was a frisbee, so he's going to try and catch it.
Miss Sakurai.
Ah, Mr. Ueda. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I was on my way to see you.
What's wrong? Has Toshio been misbehaving at school?
No, not really misbehaving exactly. Here, look at this.
Oh, no. Not more turtles.
Yes. It would seem your brother has some sort of obsession about turtles, Miss Sakurai. I know how children are. They all love to collect pets and things. But this goes beyond that, so I thought I ought to see you.
You mean it's interfering with his work?
So much so that if he continues, he could be expelled. Of course, I understand how lonely it is for him in that lighthouse out there without any friends.
Oh, yes. It is very hard on a little boy his age.
Yes, I know it is. Still, you will speak to him about doing better at school, won't you?
And I'm so sorry he's caused you this trouble.
Not at all. Good day.
Toshio and his silly turtles. Did you rest well, Father? Do you like working at night?
Well, there's not much need for lighthouses during the day, is there?
No. May I be excused? Toshio?
Yeah, they did change his name from...
Come here. What are you up to, Toshio? Are you going to feed your turtle? Oh, Father?
Yes?
Could you come here a second?
Yes, what is it? Toshio, your sister and I understand your love for your pet turtle, but we want to talk to you about it. Come out here.
Come, Toshio. You have to learn to make friends with people, as well as animals, Toshio.
But still.
Your turtle is very nice, but you have to have other friends, too.
Set him free, Toshio. It would be better for him to return to the lake, and better for you to forget about turtles.
Listen, if you promise to get rid of that turtle, I think Father will buy you something, anything you like.
Yes, I will. What would you like most, Toshio? Tell me.
You want me to tell you what I would really like? What is it,
Yes,
Toshio?
tell us. What is it?
To keep it.
Toshio, I want you to set him free. If you don't, nobody will do it for you. It would be a lot nicer, wouldn't it, if you went out yourself and let him go? Listen to
Did
me,
you turn
Toshio.
down the fans in the studio?
I realize that this may seem cruel. It is, but I'm doing it for your sake.
You do understand.
And our own sakes. Come on.
Everything, yes, everything you love must be given up. Green little Tippy.
Actually, I wonder what they call the name turtle this time.
Goodbye. Don't go in the ocean. Stay where I put you.
My chef phrase. Well, at least they made a few things a little more understandable, like they mentioned the fact that yeah, kid works in the house with his family.
What's this about little anti-cannon program against turtles? I'm going baboo.
Oh! A muffin!
How did you miss me?
Toshio! Napoleon!
What is it? Why are you running?
Look! He's gone like that.
Look at what? The ocean? Go to bed now.
Earthquake! No bueno! Toshio, are you all right?
No, it's not an earthquake. Look.
Hello, everybody! How very nice!
Stay alive! Toshio! Toshio, come back! Toshio!
Whoa! Never mind, Toshio. Bye! Well, I will say Toshio or Kenny, depending on which version you choose, still just as stupid as ever. Let's go to the lighthouse and try to turtle station.
Toshio! Toshio!
This thing can't hold me up for much longer!
I can't hold on. I can't. I'm falling. Papa Sun.
Toshio!
Papa Sun? Why are they speaking English and Japanese all at once?
Toshio! Toshio!
Yes, thank you. Break your spine some more.
Toshio!
Toshio! Toshio!
Toshio, wake up! Wake up!
Wake up, son. Toshio!
Are you all right?
Sure, I'm all right. That big turtle, Gamera.
Yes, but he's gone.
Apparently he's gone back in the ocean.
But how do I get down here on the ground?
It was a miracle, Toshio. Gamera caught you and put you down.
Huh? Gamera put me down?
Yes, you're safe. You're safe. Thank goodness.
Dropped you and rolled you. Not sure why you don't remember that part. You were wide awake then.
Good evening, Dr.
Hidaka. Doctor, could you answer a few questions? Do you know what General Lawrence...
The General Dean did speak to him, didn't you, sir?
Will Dr. Hidaka arriving on Pan American Flight 819
That's all
please
right,
report to the desk for a message?
Thank you, Doctor.
Dr. Hidaka, please report to Pan American desk.
Hello, Hidaka speaking.
Why, of course. I'm practically on my way.
I'll add some more white to my hair.
That was Professor Morase at Hokkaido. Gamera was seen there by a number of reliable witnesses.
Hokkaido?
Yes, we'll leave immediately.
Yes, sir.
The scout planes have not yet been able to locate Gamera, who is now definitely known to be on or near Hokkaido. Please stay tuned for continuing announcements and bulletins.
It's dreadful,
We will
isn't
issue
it?
provisional evacuation.
Where's Toshio? In bed?
Not be activated.
Yes, he's had quite an evening.
We all have.
Necessary.
We all have.
Was there a tiny mariachi band waiting for him out here?
Oh, it's Japan, not Hawaii. Why Don Ho playing?
I have no clue why Don Ho's playing.
It's me. Come on out of there. I know why. I bet Gamera scared you, but he's gone.
Actually, they made the kid a lot less annoying in this version. Yeah, if it wasn't for all the American interruptions, this actually wouldn't be a half-bad film.
Did you
You
hear
just
that,
noticed
Trevor?
Gamera's
What's
getting
so
close
unusual?
now.
I have them all the time here. Yeah, but not that rough. Ah. I spotted Gamera.
He's steering the plane
yes,
of a bomb.
he's headed for the geothermal installation. Oh, something must be wrong. I'm getting nothing but a high-frequency noise. Another tremor. What's going on? What is it? An earthquake. Or a steam explosion.
That or you're blind! It's a giant turtle!
Good evening, Captain. I'm Dr. Hidaka of Tokyo University. How do you do?
I'm Kyoko
How do you do,
Yamamoto, his assistant.
How do you do? And who is this?
Oh, I'm Ayogi. Nito
I'm
Press.
afraid I'll have to ask you to leave. The press is barred.
Captain, just a moment. Perhaps you could make an exception, Captain, in the case of Mr. Ayogi here. I feel he can make a worthwhile contribution to our efforts here. He's been with us from the start, and I value his opinion very highly.
Very well, sir. You can stay. Thank you.
That sounds more sensible than the version they gave.
At 1930 hours, Gamera destroyed the lighthouse at Erima here. Then he disappeared. But then, within the last 10 minutes, he was spotted near the geothermal power plant by aerial reconnaissance.
Geothermal power plant? Allow me to explain, Doctor. In a volcanic area such as this, there are many natural steam vents, or fumaroles, pouring out steam at about 1,000 degrees. This tremendous natural energy has been harnessed to generate electricity. I see. Then there is superheated vapor at 1,000 degrees issuing from the ground there. Exactly so.
Excuse me, Dr. Hidaka. Steam that hot could kill a person instantly, could it not? Then why can't we use that steam to destroy Gamera?
I don't think it would work, Captain. You mustn't forget that atomic bomb generated far greater heat, and yet Gamera was able to survive.
Dr. Hidaka, what is there that could stop Gamera then?
Don't know. What's the maximum output of that guy? 350,000 kilowatts. 350,000.
3,000.
It might just work.
Wow, actual military stock footage. I'm used to just seeing lots of really bad models.
Red Scout calling Red Leader. Red Scout calling Red Leader.
This is Red Leader.
All units ready to attack.
Stand by. Over.
Well, bumpy road. Not to mention nice use of Star Wars technology there, guys. Red
Fly, standing by. Captain, please hold off the attack for a while. Let's try my plans first.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yep, stop.
Doctor.
Oh, wow, okay, you got bigger lungs than me.
That's your radio, Doctor. Look, he's getting close to the wires.
Ready? Close all circuits. Stand by for signal for full discharge.
Look, he didn't even slow him down.
Yes, this was a mistake. Captain, you'd better give the order to attack. Yes, sir. Open fire!
I'll forget that. Oh, sorry about that. Come on, guys, you're knocking me into shit now. Gamera was just as big, if not bigger, a mistake than trying to just leave him be. Oh, Patrick is just something different right off his shell. Parallax, bitches! Suck it! I wanted to destroy it if you wouldn't hit me into things!
Doctor, it looks like he's eating it. Yes, he is. Captain, call off the attack.
I'll do that. You've done enough damage to yourselves.
Yes, sir. What? Evacuate the area. At least all of the civilians. And arrange for a car at once. I must consult with Professor Morase urgently. Good.
Well, it's
He actually ingested the fire?
Yes.
Well, legends of fire-breathing monsters like the Chimera and dragons have persisted through the ages. Still, it's astounding to discover such a creature really exists.
Yes, it is. Is Gamera really invulnerable, Professor?
That I don't know.
So you
I've made
want
one conclusion.
grilled or extra crispy?
Well, what? Obviously, his metabolism is not like ours. It is not only
it's a
conceivable,
kernel.
but entirely likely that his cell structure differs radically from known life forms.
For instance, silicon or metallic elements replacing carbon in his tissues.
Precisely. And that would explain his fire-eating and his invulnerability to electric shock, heat, and concussion.
Yes, I agree with you completely, Professor, but that doesn't bring us any nearer to a solution, does it?
This pattern is very peculiar. They look like waves, and yet I don't think they...
Yes, still they're obviously symbols of some sort.
I don't think they're rhythmic enough for waves. Doctor, it would be very useful if we could decipher this.
Story and go about our chicken cooking. Maybe we'll do Gamera cooking. Keep the other side covered up in the chickens in no time.
For you, sir. Our weapons do not even slow him down. Nothing short of an atom bomb will do any good.
You're right. Put me through to General Yotobashi.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. 3 pounds 4.
We understand your problem. And we will do everything we can. You can be assured of it. Thank you. Yotobashi.
We're padding the film.
Every armament that we have provided them.
We're going when the one who watches this movie wants to go.
But that means getting approval of our allies.
God.
Mr. Secretary, I'm certain you're aware of our peace treaties
God,
and
your
our international
bug eyes
obligations.
are getting on me now. Jesus.
I recommend that we act immediately. The destructive power of Gamera is beyond comprehension. He must be stopped now.
And I say we must act in haste.
I say shut up!
You may inform...
Hey, get away from this footage!
Dr. Hidaka and Dr. Moras that our missiles are entirely at their disposal. Also, that our government will inform our ambassador to the United States to call for an emergency world meeting. Because if our missiles fail to destroy Gamera, we will need world cooperation to determine our next line of defense.
Mr. Secretary, have you consulted the President on these decisions?
I have, and he has given me complete authority to implement any moves that we may take. General Arnold, get to it.
Thank you, sir.
Now, gentlemen, I think we'd better order in some lunch. We'll have to be here for some time. If you don't mind, Senator.
You can expect my complete cooperation, sir.
I expect nothing.
The worst marionette show ever.
Good evening, Professor Morase.
Good evening. Situation about the same?
Yes, sir. It's about to be changed any moment, though. The Americans are going to attack Gamera with nuclear missiles.
A message from General Dean, sir. The American missiles are
Nuclear! Good. Clear the area.
No, wait, listen. The missiles won't do any good. It's more likely they'll serve as a source of energy.
All right, if you say so. Well, what do we do instead, Doctor?
Well, they took that rather quickly on first.
Sir,
Yes? What is it?
we've completed the evacuation, sir. Except for patrol units.
Very good. Carry on. Professor Morase,
I think they are the
what shall we do?
I don't know, since our most powerful weapons are useless. Dr. Hidaka, do you have any ideas?
One. It's not even an idea, just a thought that occurred to me. We assume Gamera is invulnerable, obviously with a great deal of justification. But Gamera is vulnerable to cold. Remember, he was frozen in the ice until the bomb released him.
Yes, of course. We must devise some means of freezing Gamera.
Dr. Hidaka, Professor, the Army may have the answer.
A freezer bomb.
Our scientists have developed a freezing bomb to use in fires in nuclear reactors.
Captain, you mean the Army has a bomb that will freeze things?
Yes, though it's still in the experimental stage. I believe we can use it, although there is one serious drawback. The gases that they use in this as a refrigerant dissipate in 10 minutes.
I see. Still, these bombs, are there enough for our purpose?
I believe there's an adequate supply, sir.
This may be the answer. There isn't too much time. Do you suppose you can arrange it?
It's urgent.
I believe so, sir, yes. I'll get started on it immediately.
My icky face.
Whee! I had so much fun today. Hi there, little plane.
This is Night Watch Patrol. Gamera is now leaving power plant, heading for mountains.
It should be easier out there.
Yes, it should. The planes will be able to attack from all sides.
Gamera is now on Shishima Reach, heading for Devil Spring area.
Roger. That's a big resort area. We have to attack now, before he gets there.
Hurry, forget the bumps.
Intense music for driving! And Gamera climbing up a mountain.
May I have your attention, please? The effect of the freezing bomb doesn't last very long.
I will also say
10 minutes,
to the
which means
American
that your work has to be completed within that time.
They at least sped away into
please
this
remember,
relatively quickly. And
when you plant the dynamite, be quick, but be careful. We won't get another chance.
Some sort of
Thank you and
extra
good luck.
bits here and there that
Shall I give the signal, Doctor?
Please. Things out with in the original version. I saw your bat shots coming a mile away. That must be a goddamn new type.
Hi there, guy.
Ah, you're right. His movements are getting slower.
Look, the bomb is doing the trick.
Dr. Hidaka, almost a minute is gone.
Right, thanks. Come, Doctor. On the double.
What the hell do you think this is? Minecraft? Get out of there!
Look, Gamera's beginning to move. Did they have enough time to plant that dynamite? How much time?
Only 3 minutes.
Colonel Sanders is on his way.
Why did you pour silver paint on my costume hole?
Only 1 minute, Captain.
Right. Clear out! Take cover! Hurry! Watch your fuses! Let's get over there! On the double! Hurry up! Come on! Move it out! Hey, watch your 30 seconds!
I do like your freeze bombs.
10 minutes are nearly up now.
Dude, you got a little.
That's it. The time's up, Doctor.
I know. Stand by! Yes, sir.
Don't, Yoko.
Don't worry. We're all ready.
Fire!
And it takes across the entire military because...
Look, he's down and he's on his back.
Luckily. We've got him now, huh?
Yes, because with Gamera, as with any other turtle, once he's on his back, he can't get up again. We're very lucky that your freezing bomb has worked as well as it did. Dr. Hidaka, I think we've done it.
Dr. Hidaka, it looks like your
Like
plan is
3 people
succeeded.
rejoicing,
A month or so
yay!
from now, he'll be just another zoological specimen.
Someone's in the way of the camera. Hey. I pulled out my teeth and I'm pulling into my shell.
He knows his lick, that's what you call turning turtle.
We didn't understand the lick of that.
No! He's got sparklers in there. They burn off the written too. Balance the power, turbines to speed. There you go. Besides chicken pot pie.
An amazing adaptation.
I love the idea of grilled chicken. Yes, we should do that. Ooh! Yeah, very still burger people looking.
The Eskimo stone. Do you have it, Choco?
Yes, sir, right here.
That's it. Now I understand the pattern, Professor Moratti. Those lines are meant to represent clouds, you see. A primitive but graphic attempt to show that Gamera can fly.
That's got to be the most magical ribeye ever. Oh! I gotta walk out of this one.
God knows where he'll strike next. So far, the American weapons have been completely ineffective, and the Japanese radar systems offer barely enough warning to evacuate the civilian populations. We must now work as one cohesive unit with one objective, creating a plan.
Wow, I think the American footage is
before he destroys
the Japanese and they're thrown at us.
General Arnold.
Oh.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Both Dr. Hidaka and Moraes are convinced that Gamera is continually on the hunt for food. There is some chemical substance in our fuel that it needs to exist. Possibly the same chemical substance it consumed over 200 million years ago. In the beginning, in the Earth's atmosphere,
Balding black guy.
There was less than a small part of 1% of oxygen that we, with lungs, need to live. The other creatures existed on the sustenance of sulfur compounds in their teething earth. Now, as oxygen increased in the world's atmosphere, living things started to develop lungs. Now, Gamera is of the prior period, possibly the last survivor. This all came within the radii of our microscopes, but the existence of Gamera is living proof that they were not all single-cell creatures.
Do you mean it literally eats fire?
Yes. The beast actually eats fire.
That's incredible.
This may explain why he's most destructive when he's unable to satisfy his ravenous appetite, and least destructive when he's gorging himself at some oil refinery or fuel reserve. Now that may be the key to any plan that we come up with. If we can keep Gamera in one location long enough, we may gain the time.
I think they should just send him the stare camera. He might die of
This conference is now open to discussion. I recognize the representative from the Soviet Union.
I've been authorized by my government to offer complete cooperation. Our nation's resources, scientists, and armed forces are at your disposal.
The American ambassador.
The United States government takes the identical position.
According to the
At the same time, gentlemen, I move for unanimous agreement.
Will all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
So be it.
Aye.
I understand that you and General Sokolovsky of the Soviet Command met with other military authorities and discussed an approach to the problem.
Yes, sir, we did.
Faster!
We proposed a meeting of supply and fuel experts, and at the same time...
Point of order.
Chair recognizes the ambassador.
My country has made its position clear. However, the decision of who is going to direct the military operations has not yet been decided. And until it is, we will in no way...
There is no time for indecision or debate. General Arnold has been on top of this situation since the trouble began. It is logical he direct the operation.
May I remind the ambassador that it was General Arnold who gave the orders to shoot down one of my nation's aircraft.
Which was flying over American territory at the time and carried the bomb that on exploding released Gamera.
Our planes were forced into the area, and besides, I want...
Gentlemen, please. As the American ambassador has stated, we do not have time for debate. I recommend that there be a joint command under the direction of General Arnold of the United States Forces and General Sokolovsky of the Soviet Army.
Even though neither one of these people are from the original footage, and will never be featured ever again, or nor should they.
No objections.
If General Arnold considers it practical.
General Sokolovsky and I have worked together before, in Berlin after the war. I think we can still function as a team.
All right. I'll agree to the proposal.
Will all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
The ayes have it. It is a joint command.
Hey, you're going to end the American footage.
Thank you, sir.
Please, for the love of God, end the American footage.
Fuel and...
No! Stop talking!
The problem of logistics. We have one plan that we think might work. We have discussed Plan B with the Japanese authorities, and they agree
let them talk.
Of our alternative plan. Is that correct, sir?
That is so. Plan Z is hope of the world.
Teleporting all around the room now.
Gentlemen, Plan Z is open to discussion.
Here's another one, from Paris.
There's no Godzilla stuff.
Gamera has been sighted all over the world, but only in the
Oh,
air.
wait, okay.
Yes. Apparently his experience with the freezing bomb frightened and disturbed him.
Yes.
But what happens when he gets hungry again? See who it is.
Yes, sir. Come in, please. How do you do? I'm Nobuyo Sakurai, and this is my brother Toshio. How do you do? Good afternoon, sir.
Toshio's
And I am
Good
the doctor's assistant.
Actually, I prefer him over the American footage right about now.
I asked them to come when I heard that they were in Tokyo. Yes.
Has some sense
Well, not exactly. You see, our home was destroyed. My. They're rebuilding everything now. And since there is no place nearby where we can stay, why, Toshio and I have come to visit our uncle here in Tokyo.
Oh, yes, I understand.
Yes, but as long as you are here, Toshio, you mustn't miss the sightseeing. See that? Right there? That is the Tokyo Tower.
Dr. Hidaka?
Yes?
Is Gamera going to return?
Well, let us hope that he doesn't return here. It's very dangerous.
Gamera saved my life. I hope he's all right. He doesn't mean to be dangerous. He's just so big and clumsy, that's all.
He goes overboard when it comes to turtles.
I like turtles, that's all. I bet Gamera's lonesome too, wherever he is. Even a turtle doesn't like to be alone. If people were kind to Gamera, I bet he could be trained to be nice and quiet, like other turtles.
Trained? I think turtles need to be trained to be quiet.
I wonder where he is now.
Good night, Toshio. I think Dr. Hidaka was very nice to explain everything, don't you? And at least you realize now how dangerous Gamera really is. Listen, I think tomorrow you and I should go sightseeing. Uh-huh. Toshio?
He's asleep, lady.
Sound asleep already. Good night. Little turtle.
Okay.
A mysterious reversal of this morning's tide caused heavy flooding in the Sumida River, threatening to wash out large stretches of the shoreline. At the Kawasaki Wharf in Tokyo Bay, meanwhile, the mysterious tide, which was accompanied by severe local radio interference, caused this collision between two oil tankers. Fireboats and tugs at tremendous risk towed the burning ships from the oil storage docks, averting potential disaster. Now, here are pictures just released to us by the security forces of the geothermal power plant destroyed by Gamera last week. As you can see from these films, virtually nothing remains of the plant but shattered debris. So complete is the devastation caused by Gamera that cost estimates in the millions are based on total replacement rather than reconstruction.
It's like somebody did a second version. It's a little bit closer to home.
This was the scene earlier today at Haneda Airport,
they made the kid less
when the
annoying,
International
but they
Commission
also
arrived.
Really fucking bored Americans.
Representatives of 20 nations, including Professor Bauer of the United States, Academician Yanovsky of the Soviet Union. We interrupt to bring you live from the conference itself a statement by Dr. Hidaka.
Good evening. We are fairly certain that the disturbances earlier today have been caused by Gamera's return.
You mean he's in the Tokyo area?
Yes, unfortunately. But knowing that he is in Tokyo gives us a chance to carry out the United Nations Plan Z for his disposal. Yes, with the projectionist. Show the film, please. This is Oshima Island in Tokyo Bay, a dormant volcano used at present for a space installation and weather observatory. It is here that Plan Z will be carried out as soon as arrangements are completed. In the meantime, let us hope Gamera stays where we can find him and does no further damage.
This is Haneda Control. Interference on the line. This is Haneda Control. We have lost our contact. We cannot reach you. Do not attempt to land.
Wizards!
There it is! Look!
Yeah! Sorry, that was me. Sorry. Very sorry. I'm kind of demanding. Oh God, sorry. Oh Jesus. Oh, sorry. Gamera! Oh! Okay. This is the theme song we were talking about in the credits. Wow.
Attention everyone! Hey, Gamera is attacking! Come on, we've got to stop them! No, quick! Gamera! He's coming, I tell you! Quickly! Hurry, get out of here! Quickly, move!
We're not going anywhere. I say we should stay here and dance. How about it?
There's a bunch of fucking morons!
Are you all insane? Hurry, get out of here!
I shall destroy you all!
I know there's some stupid generations of children, especially between our generation and our sisters, but I would at least get the credit that at least when they realize they're in mortal fucking danger, they will beat the fucking hell out and not get crushed like these morons. Oops, sorry about that. Old accent, I'm just clumsy.
Special Bulletin! Gamera is attacking! Proceed to shelter immediately! Proceed to shelter! Gamera is attacking!
Gamera's attacking you, sons of bitches!
I wasn't the mother noise. Oops, sorry. Pardon me. Wow, this was like a nice stop before. Good. They reversed the footage now, so it's going opposite in. Little Thunderstorm, save us! We must flee! Come up and don't stick me! Ah, and then you saw Gamera near Tokyo Tower and wow, wow, shall be no more! Woohoo! Yeah! I took on Tokyo Tower, not to the secret. I don't know. I will say though, however, this side of the film as a whole is far more impressive than the original version I've always seen. Hey, Bakers, crash! Now I saw your flames, Now bring your corpses to life.
The authorities have orders not in the immediately
Wait,
present
it explains to the color reversal just like the Dalek attack?
Come on. I can't do it all by
People in
myself.
outlying areas will receive evacuation.
Joshua, did you hear me? I need some help.
Do not attempt to
The Daleks are the creators of Gamera.
Authorized rescue and fire.
Get out of there and follow orders.
Tokyo! Fill as many large containers as possible so you have a supply on hand for drinking and possible.
Well, will it explain the lumbering slow speed?
All right, that's the signal. We leave in 5 minutes.
Isn't Toshio Ichiro?
I think he went to the river.
The river?
Oh, come on, lady. Like you didn't want to leave behind some spraying water.
Toshio!
Come on, lady. But again, I will say Tokyo, aka Kenny, is far less cohesive, far less
refinery!
I wonder if they come up with a decent reason as to why he does this now. Other than the camera's my friend. So they were checking in Tokyo Bay, though. Like there's other person. Although I'm not sure why he isn't going after all the stuff in the background, because that's already on fire.
Okay. Get going! Roll it!
Hard enough now to go all the way down to the camera. That kind of seems physically impossible, but alright, I'll give it a benefit of the doubt. Whoa!
Refinery, O'Neill speaking. Yes, Dr. Douglas. Yes, sir, I understand. We'll try. Listen, everybody. They will be ready on Oshima Island for another 24 hours. That means we've got to keep rolling gas down there till the supply runs out. All right, everybody ready now? Let them roll! Right, good, boss. Here goes!
Wow, they're trying to roll a lot of them now.
Yeah, screaming, yeah, everything goes like bacon,
Where's my toys?
All right, Gary, how's the boy on that page? What? Hold it!
Hey, Gamera!
Wow. They really have to there is a sensible reason why this is doing this. I just want to side to it.
Kill my camera! No, I don't want to go! I want to go!
Are you nuts? Get out of there!
Yes,
Come on!
let's see if it's here.
Come on now, you're going to smoke kill! Come
No
on!
matter what
kid.
version, the stupidest moment of this kid's life.
Come on!
Did I just got
Are you all right,
out
kid?
by editing?
I think so.
All right then, come on, let's go.
I still blame you for my near-death experience, kid. I swear to God, I have milk skills, so shit, your family toast.
me down! Put me down! I just want
Oh, he's all right.
Oh, he's lucky to be alive. Listen to me, kid. That was a pretty stupid stunt you pulled back there.
It was not. I wanted to see Gamera, that's all.
Uh-huh. Well, you saw him all right, didn't you?
hurt, sir?
No, he's all right. There, now go home, will you?
He wanted to see Governor.
I wanted to see camera.
At the Kyushu refinery, as long as we are able to feed him. However, our fuel supply is now dangerously low. Without an airlift, we cannot keep him there.
We've anticipated this, sir.
My God, people,
By
am I
nightfall,
so sick and
you will
tired
start
of this
receiving a steady
crap.
flow of high-grade fuel oil.
My word,
Excellent.
this is the most
Mr.
boring.
Impossible, my company is very
American
anxious to know how you are coming along with Plan C.
Our men are working around the clock to complete the installation. Once we have determined a way to lead Gamera to the location, we are hopeful the plan will work.
It must work, gentlemen. If it doesn't, Gamera might never destroy civilization as we know it.
Yes, the conversion to Z plan must be completed in 24 hours.
If it is humanly possible, it will be so.
We know your people are doing all they can.
It's my worry face.
I am happy to report that thanks to the UN airlift of gas and oil, the Gamera has stayed put where he is at the refinery, and that Plan Z will be ready for execution tonight.
Let's not congratulate ourselves prematurely, gentlemen. We have only oil and gas enough for the one attempt. And Plan Z must be put
Everyone, to the grills!
as soon as the evacuation of civilians from Oshima is complete.
Hurry up, this is our call. Come on.
Careful.
Well, Ayagi, this is goodbye for
You
now,
know,
I guess.
it doesn't seem right somehow, Doctor. Not after I've been with you all along.
Uh-huh, but the press is only being allowed to send their pool correspondent.
I know. But that doesn't make it any less disappointing. Good luck.
Ayagi, go to Kawasaki. Dr. Murase is handling things there.
Thank you.
Not at all.
Goodbye.
So long.
Oh, my God. Wow, there sounds a lot more character development between those two characters together. So. Not that it really mattered, but...
All right, detail. Get down and line up along that wall there.
We must get loose and squirrel.
Calling Oshima. Testing.
Dr. Hidaka should be at Oshima by now.
Yes,
And we'll be ready here as soon as they need us.
Good. Let's hope our plan to get Gamera to Oshima works.
From the back of my head.
Hey, there's a hole here. I'm gone. Suckers. Go straight to the ground. Be away.
Just pick up the slack. You want to dump it?
All
right, you ready?
For them just a time.
Hey, go away.
I'm going to see Gamera.
Dr. Murase. Excuse me, sir. A young lady to see you.
Excuse me.
Miss Sakurai, what are you doing here?
Please. It's Toshio. At 10 we were supposed to evacuate to Hachioji, but Toshio's gone. He's been missing all day.
My God, Lord, to the island, my own way.
Yes, sir.
Hey, where do you want to stop?
Take it up to the warehouse.
Right.
Warehouse.
It is on its way.
We're gonna liquidate everything.
Out of here.
That should do it, I think. Don't you?
Let me go.
That's
Let me
great.
go.
All right, get down out of there. What's that? What's going on?
We just found a stowaway, sir.
A stowaway?
Boy, it's Toshio. You shouldn't be here.
I'm sorry. I came here to see Gamera, that's all.
Gamera?
You can stay, Toshio. But you have to behave, understand?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take care of Toshio, Doctor. You hungry?
Starving.
It's time to begin. Is everything ready here?
Yes, Doctor.
Sorry. Good.
But
Then we'll
Dr.
have you
Decker,
for lunch.
are you sure the scheme of yours will lure Gamera to Oshima Island?
Practically certain. Assuming, of course, his behavior pattern remains unchanged.
You know, these 24 hours are going by
You'll
fast,
take
but I wish
operation.
they, at the same time, they would
Everything
go
ready on
faster. It
Oshima
would go
Island.
faster. It wasn't American shit.
Get those holding out there. Take it.
Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy planes and toy boat.
All right, take your position. Don't bunch up. Give yourselves room.
Yes, as soon as it's
They
ready.
hired Nerdy Joe to
Yes.
Captain
fine. Goodbye. Miss Sakura, good news. Toshio's safe on Oshima Island.
Oh, my. Toshio's all right. Toshio's all right.
I specialize the frame grill.
Yes, Professor. Phase 2 can begin. The ships are here. Yes, as soon as you are ready. You are? Begin immediately.
Begin immediately.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor. Now we shall start the ocean of fire! Burn everything! Liquidate the storehouse!
Squad, hosts! Open fire!
I'm looking squirrel again. Hey, guys, I want to hit the bottom of the barn. There. I swear these guys took more pop shots of those stormtroopers than they were getting anything. Oh. Hello. I'm emoting.
Quiet? Oh, I'm quiet. What kind of thing that happiness? That looks so delicious.
Look, he's moving. It's going to work.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you, Naboyo. Oh, Dr. Hidaka, it works. Gamera's following the path of fire to Oshima.
So we did it. He's on his way here.
Do you see Gamera?
No, not yet. We're
Just
all ready.
the fire.
Thank you, Professor.
I don't like this. Can you see anything? Is Gamera there?
Sure, for heaven's sake.
Typhoon warning.
Typhoon warning?
Doctor, listen.
Attention! Typhoon warning! A small typhoon originating east of Otori Island has changed course and is approaching the Tokyo area. All shipping is warned to take shelter immediately. High winds, rain squalls, and
Dr.
extremely
Hidaka,
rough seas are anticipated.
for us.
Take all necessary...
I think we're all right once Gamera is here.
There is a threat of volcanic activity at
Gamera!
the Tokyo area.
He's trying to beat the typhoon!
It is advised that everyone assure themselves of adequate water and food supply. Check your first aid materials.
No! Gamera! It's a trap! Get back! You're in danger!
I know, but I can't help it. It's so delicious.
Come on, Gamera! Come on! That's the hammer! We've got you now!
Look! Wind is blowing out the fire!
My hair!
Look, the fire is out. Come, go. This blasted typhoon.
Can't anything be done, Doctor?
Might I suggest, Doctor, that we use some of the fuel from Plan Z?
It's not practical.
Why not?
Because if we did, there wouldn't be enough fuel left over for the planet itself.
Yeah, what is the Gordon Fisherman doing here? Didn't he over and I know what you did last summer? Trying to kill people with his fishing hook?
Sabotage!
Hey, you! Stop there! Put out the fire!
What are you doing? Are you mad?
The man! Dr. Yagi!
Let me go! Don't put out the fire! Doctor, listen!
What's the meaning of this?
Are you insane? Mr. Ayagi, what are you doing?
Listen to me. You both will understand. If Gamera sees that, he'll come back, won't he?
You're right, Hayagi. Men! Light the fire! Hurry!
But here, I sense flames again. I'm sorry.
the fire! That's it!
This may correct my size, but I don't care. Give me the delicious yummy.
Squid! Gasoline! Get the gas from the truck! The fire's going out!
Hidaka!
Please, we won't carry things stringy wet. Let her out there.
No
Probably
use.
better again.
Gamera!
My ugly kid.
Look at that. There he goes, and there's nothing we can do about it.
And so close to success, too.
Ah! Rotten luck.
Good. That's not Gamera. Oh! The earth is tough as this. Ooh. Ah. It's the 4th of July on that mountain. I'm coming for you.
He's turning! The volcano did it!
We're all right.
Yes!
The export gets this flabbergasted right now. Stop push does not indicate this film. I must go.
Here comes the train.
Cut away to the next morning.
Professor Morassi.
Yes.
10 minutes and
At
counting.
least fade to black, damn it. People that made put this version together had no
The eruption has
at the
subsided, sir.
time.
Not even a live volcano could keep me away today.
Yes, sir. Tighten your belt.
Nobuyo!
Good morning, Professor Morassi.
Toshio!
Did you have a
Nobuyo!
flight? Toshio, you had me scared half to death.
Call me later. Right now we gotta hurry, or else we miss everything. Come
5
on.
minutes and counting.
Come on! Ah!
Wait till you see this. Look!
It's incredible.
Puts a cheesy look on her face. Nothing! Oh, there we go.
Turbo lift my ass.
Nice
Here
match
they are.
shot.
Professor Morassi.
Ah, Dr. Hidaka, everything's going well, it seems.
Very well indeed.
Excellent.
Very well indeed.
Stand by, please. The count is now 10 seconds and holding.
All set? Yes, sir. Good.
Dumping
Ready,
flight,
ignition,
load
and
the
start of
reversing
step
again.
2.
Good.
Begin step 2. Ready?
Here I come to save the day. Fire's delicious. Yeah! Love this stuff. My flat bottom feet. Oh. Good. You don't need to see Gamera's area. Thank you, Japan.
Hatches open. Fires out. Ready with the
Fire's
capsule?
kinda
Close
out.
capsule.
Wait, you're putting me in a cell? I'm in an air!
Activate energizer. Stand by. Resume
Keep
count.
going and going.
10, 9,
Yawn.
8,
Noonan.
7,
Noonan. Noonan.
6, 5, 4,
Boogery.
3,
20 pops.
2,
5,
0.
We're going to shoot the biggest microphone in space ever! Woohoo!
It's a success!
We made it! And why did we have this? I did a horrible job! Okay, you can end that movie. Seriously, now you
This is
can end.
United Nations Radio. At this very moment, the Plan Z rocket with Gamera aboard is starting on its long journey to Mars. Plan Z, a triumph of scientific achievement, is the result of the combined efforts of all the nations of the world. Thus, through international cooperation, a major threat
I also
to
will see
civilization
Colonel
has
Sanders'
been
song
averted.
there. And his wonderful chicken for feeding the army.
Well, John.
I remember my secret recipe, yes! It's totally!
From the beginning and the finish, eh? Only I didn't get a picture.
Where's he going, Dr. Hidaka?
He's on his way to Mars. So I guess that he'll still be lonely, eh?
I think so, Dr. Hidaka. But when I grow up, I'm going to be a scientist like you. And then I'll go to Mars in a rocket.
I see.
Gamera! Sayonara!
Again with the mixture of American and Japanese words. Let's go, Rusty! I think it's over. Yes. Finally over. Oh, this movie can't enough for me. Alright. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this new idea for a show, and hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you next time if it's successful enough. Catch you all later.